Okay, this presentation is an overview of the CAT S22 flip phone and the policies that we have in place for its use here at the lake. This slideshow is shared with you in the training links. If you click on this will take you to the CAT S22 Flips user manual in greater detail. The phone itself is a rugged flip phone. It is military grade. It is waterproof to 5 feet. Please do not try to test that, but it does have a waterproof durability. It is scratch resistant on the glass, durable for a 6-foot drop, and it is weatherproof in terms of temperature changes. Even with all this, we still want you to take care of your phone as if it was your own personal phone. Do your best to keep it out of the sand, do your best from dropping it, do your best from getting it wet. But it is a phone that should survive the elements here on the beach itself. Phone has several key features that you should be aware of. This is a dual camera phone. We'll use that phone for documentation of particular incidents. It's a good use for documenting first aid situations. This is a touchscreen phone in addition to the functionality of a normal button-based phone. It has a large push-to-talk button on the side that we'll use for our two-way communications, and that push-to-talk button can be used in both the open and closed function on the phone itself. It's set up with a loud outdoor speaker. It is text alert capable. It could be used as any other phone for text messaging as well. We wish you not to incorporate that feature in its use. It does have USB data connections and charging on it, and it's going to run some basic weather apps for us. When you're looking at the screen itself with the phone open, here's a front camera feature. The rear camera feature is over here. The speaker itself is down here, and this is also where the microphone would be if you're speaking into it. Keep that in mind. Some basic features are labeled and identified for you here. A key thing of note, this is only waterproof if this rear battery door cover is kept tight and secure, so please make sure that this battery cover here is snapped in place and is not loose in any kind of way. To turn your phone on, power it on, push this red phone key, hold that button in, and the phone will power up and go through a boot cycle. Anytime when the phone is on, if you power that button, hold that button down, you'll be given options to restart your phone, to power it off, or for an emergency indication. The power key also is used to wake the phone up when it's in its idle state, and if you push the power key twice, it will open the camera app. But we also have that camera app loaded for you up here on the home screen, so you don't have to use that way. In the home screen itself, we do not want you downloading and putting apps out here on the screen. We just want these 4 apps. We'll also have a weather app for you. You have your basic telephone indicator here. The push-to-talk app called Zello is identified as the second app there. Google Chrome is our internet app. There is also a Google search screen up here, and then the camera itself. All these can be activated by touching the screen. You can get to the home screen from any other screen on here by pushing this little circle button, and you can get to a previous screen by pushing this little back button right here. But this will take you back to the home screen when you're using it. The Zello app is our principal means of communication. So you're going to launch that Zello app from the home screen by pushing on that icon. And then in the contact menus, you need to find the admin LBA. This is your principal contact for contacting the duty manager for signing in and out in the morning. There is a gold push-to-talk button on the side that can be used for general push-to-talk conversations. or you can touch this orange button on the screen itself, and that will also activate the push-to-talk. When you're using that, the phone will chirp. You want to hold that down during operations, and you want to let go when you are completed talking. If you need more information about Zello, clicking this link right here will take you to the Zello user manual. When you are using Zello, you leave that app open. That way the last person you contacted will be up and available. If there was an emergency, you could key the push-to-talk button on the side and communicate directly with them. So leave the app open. That will always ensure that somebody is available and reachable in an emergency, where you could key the side without having to open your phone up. You do want to make sure your status stays available. Do not change your status in any kind of way. This status is found under the options dots up there, but don't change that in any way. Don't change any of our other features on here without getting permission to do so. Kind of some key areas. As mentioned, the option, status, exit, these three dots right here. This is a text feature. We're not going to use this. Please don't utilize this. The microphone can be turned on and off using this function here, and it will toggle between a text feature. So let's leave it in the microphone state and on. If you need to go back to contacts, this arrow will take you back to the Zello contacts, where you can identify a new contact to call. Otherwise, your current contact or last contact you called will be listed right here, and their status is that little green dot saying that they're available. When the app is open, there's push to talk. This large orange dot is on the screen and could be touched to activate it. It does not have to be out there, again, if you're using once the app is open and you use the push to talk button on the side. You can toggle between the outside speaker and the phone speaker with this button here. We do not want you to change that function. Leave that on so that the outside speaker is always on and your voice is well heard. To make telephone calls, the easiest way to do that is use the green button that will open your contacts list. It should default to the favorites. If it does not default to the favorites, click on the little star, and just the beach users will be identified in the favorites list. The people icon shows all of the contacts that are in the Barcroft Beach Lifeguard Google account, all our LBA contacts. This is where you might need to locate the office or non-emergency police, or some of the others are stored in here. Just some general reminders in our policies when you are using the push-to-talk. This comes out of our policy manual, just a couple of things. It is our default means of communication. Please be professional when using it. Please be short, and keep your communication just to messages that are related to our work state here. If you have a emergency, you have a rescue, please alert us by stating your location and that you're going in as a rescue. You don't need to wait for a response, but it is good to alert us there. When you are calling, just a general format is, hey hey Beach 3, this is me, over, and let them come back. So just a basic concept of operations. Use of the phone, it is a cellular telephone. It is our means of contacting 911, and it works like any other cell phone. To do that, the green button can be used to answer calls, as well as just simply flipping the phone open and swiping up. You can answer calls that way as well. The red button closes calls, and also closing will turn that off. So some general things to keep in mind. Please identify yourself. Keep in mind that this is a business phone, so Lake Barcroft, the beach you're on, and who you are is a great way of answering that phone. These numbers are available to the community, and you may get community members calling you. So don't just say a simple hello. Please give a greeting, identify where you are and who you are when you're contacting us. Make sure you take care of that phone itself. And again, as I said, use it as if it were your own telephone. Don't let any use of the phone disrupt your operations from surveillance. And keep in mind that when we use these devices, it does present an image of distraction. So you want to always be alert to what you're doing. The handset assignments themselves and the phone numbers that go with them are here on this chart. They are also in our communication policy manual. My personal phone is listed here, and I do have a push-to-talk device as well with this phone number. So just keep that in mind as our basic use. This is a basic overview of how to use a phone. If you have any further questions, ask a manager.